Hey there, everybody. How are you? I am excited to dig into today's content with you. And specifically, I want to talk to you about what ingredients do you need to have to create great content. And I want you to know that everything I'm sharing with you here today is stuff that you can use whether or not you're writing a blog post, you're doing a video or a live stream or even a podcast. Okay, it works for any way that you're going to do it. So and what I want to tell you is, no matter what form your content is in, it is important to understand exactly what goes into formatting, creating your great content. So just a quick intro here, because maybe there's some of you wondering, like, who the heck is this person? My name is Kristen Poborski, and I'm an entrepreneur and mom, and I live in Kirkland, Washington. And I run a marketing strategy and implementation business where I work mainly with coaches, healers, and infopreneurs. But actually, I don't just do that. I help those coaches, infopreneurs, and healers overcome their content creating fears and turn that into creating content that matters to their audience using my 3-step smart, simple content creation process. Okay, so and you probably get a laugh out of this, but I've been told by my clients that I'm a magical unicorn when it comes to creating content that helps them make a bigger impact and to grow their business. So, and I've also been called silly, and I'd like to think that I'm a little bit of both, a unicorn and I'm silly, because I like to have fun at what I do. And I also like to live in a world where everyone has a voice that they can use to make a bigger impact so they can help people, more people. And that's exactly why I'm here doing this and no longer in the corporate world. So hanging around with me can cause some serious side effects like laughing and having a all around good time. So I hope that, you guys get some value out of this live stream today, this video, and we have fun while we're talking about it. Okay, so let me ask you a question, and you can, put in the comments on a scale of 1 to 10. How confident are you that your content, whether or not it's a blog post, a video, a podcast, or whatever you're creating, it could even be a book, is making an impact? And is it getting people reading, listening, watching, and taking action? So you can go ahead and just leave a comment below. I'd love to know. So today, when I'm here, I'm going to share 3 life-changing, reality-altering pieces of content creation wisdom, the kind that people only share under bodily harm. I'm joking, right? When people, I really am so, passionate about this that I want to do this, and I'm just, being silly here. So what I want to do is kind of tell you about like what happens when people start working with me. They're usually in a mental fog about what kind of content they should be creating, and they don't really understand what it is going to take to make an impact and to grow their business. So what I really have to do is get them off of, sorry about that, get them out of the forest, right? Get them out of the forest, because they've been wandering around kind of blind. They're off the trail, and they really need a guide to get them back on course. So in order to get them back on course and creating content that really makes a difference, I usually start out with 3 principles, and are these 3 ingredients that I'm going to share with you right now. Number 1 is to create content that matters. Now, if you do this one thing, this will make the biggest difference with every piece of content that you create and put out there. And that is really listening. So you've got to listen to your audience and pay attention to what it is they're interested in. And usually how I go about this is that I tell my clients, we put together a content plan. And how we do that is we start looking at topics that relate to their business, relate to their products and services, and we create categories. So we start there, then we do the research, we go out and look at what are the hot topics in that category, what are people writing about, and we make a list of those. And then they go off and write about them. And that's really as simplified as that part of the process is. It's really listening, picking out the pieces of content, and testing it out. And I suggest that you pick a few categories and start there, and then go back and measure, see what's happening, and keep creating more of actually what works. So that's number one, how you start creating content that your audience really cares about. Now, the second point is actually when you start creating your content, no matter what medium you use, is I tell my clients to get to the point fast. Eliminate as much fluff, be specific, have a start, a middle, and an end, but get to the middle, get to the content right away. Don't meander around with a ton of stories, go off track, just stay on track. Give them the information and make it quick and as concise as possible. Because, frankly, we are all really busy and nobody wants to sit there and try and slog through a bunch of content. So that leads me to number 3. And that is to make your content easy to consume. And this is really, really important, whether or not you're writing, but that's probably the most time that it's most important, because what I see is a common issue amongst everyone that is writing, whether or not it's a book or a blog post or even a caption, is there's just a sea of words. So what you want to do is make it easy and easy to consume. So you never want to have big, long paragraphs of stuff. You want to break it up with images, titles, subtitles, bullet points, anything that you can do to make it easy for someone to go through, scan your content, and then dive into the pieces that they find that are most interesting to it. And now a tip here too is to embed a video anytime you can into your content, because that will get people to stay on there longer. And if they're not really into the reading, they can always consume it in another format. So I like to tell my clients to not just do the written, but to do a video, because if people are not readers, there is a video there. And it's also just a better way to connect with your audience, right? So let's recap the 3 things here. I'm almost done. First, listen to your audience, give them what they want. Second, get to the point fast. And number 3, make it easy to consume. So finally, I just want to leave you with probably what I consider to be the most crucial point or tip that I can leave with you here today, because it's not a start doing, it's a stop doing piece of advice. So I want you, if somebody's already told you that creating content is dead, blogging is dead, I wholeheartedly want you to stop listening to that, because it's not going away anytime soon. There's just even actually more ways that you can blog, whether or not it's through a podcast, a video, the written form, an infographic. It could be anything. The options are endless. So I want you to get out there, start creating content that gets your message out, attracts clients, and helps you build your business. So if you're ready to join my content creation revolution, I'd love to have you come join me here in Facebook, in my Facebook group, which is the big, sorry, I'm jumping around here. It's my Big Impact Content Creators Facebook group. And I've got the link in the description below. You can click on it. I'd love to have you come over there and join us. I'm going to be helping people just like you create better content, more meaningful content in a way that's going to help you be seen, heard, and build your business. Anyways, thanks for joining me here today. Take care, and I'll see you again next week.